What is good, guys? Welcome to yet another FTB video. Today is actually gonna be like a part 2 from the video from yesterday. Since yesterday, if you guys haven't checked that video, I'll put it in the link I'll put a link in the description below. Yeah, I bought some new OEM wheels, but the rears, they cleared out, but the fronts didn't. They touched the coils with the part where you would adjust. So today we're gonna actually go ahead and show you how to measure what kind of millimeter spacers you need and how to do that. And then we'll also see if whether or not the rears have created some damage as I was driving them all day yesterday. Yeah, as you can see, the car is like right there behind me. But yeah, let me give you another angle shot of the car, just because like I personally think that the wheels look a lot better than what they did before. It's a big upgrade. Like I said, if you watched the video before, OEM wheels aren't like the biggest thing to, like, you know, but they do make a difference on the car, especially given that the Civic, like if you see, comes with those black OEX Honda Civic and wheels, and they're kind of common, but they're not the best looking thing, to be honest with you, compared to these, the TLs. It's a big difference, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, let me switch the camera around, and then let me show you some angle shots of the car and see like what's your guys' opinion of how you guys feel about the car. But yeah, as you can see, the car looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. The wheels are starting to grow on me more and more after like just one day of driving them. But when I look at the reflection through like a mirror, or just like how the car is like rolling, the wheels look a lot better. But yeah, compared to the fronts, not the biggest thing, not the biggest fan of those wheels either. 16s, they're a little small if you ask me, especially for a car. And given the fact that these wheels, they pretty much like sink all the way in. You can't really tell right now because the wheels tilted that way, but they're like really in. So like if you go behind the fender, you can see it just because the wheel is tilted, but like behind the fender, it's like really tucked in. It's to the point where it's like, it looks like it's almost like non-existent if you see like how it is from there. And then if you compare it to the rears poke out more, and that's without any spacers. We will probably have to run some spacers on the rears too, just to get a better fitment, because if you can see, like right there, they still tuck in for what my liking is. I would like more of a flush kind of look. I wouldn't say a fender to lip, because I would have to drop this car more, and this car is running on TNs, which I could show you later in the video. But I haven't checked, but from what Dev, since he used to own this vehicle, he told me that the rears are maxed out, but the fronts, they could still go a little bit lower. I think I want to drop the car more, to be honest with you. But that's still debating on that. But yeah, you guys saw the car. It's a big difference, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, this video is gonna be about how to measure the spacers, how to measure to get the spacers, because there's different sizes out there, like 5 millimeters, 10 millimeters, 20, 30, and sometimes they go by inches as well. So initially you have to measure first before you just go out and buy one, because you might get the wrong size. And then on top of that, it might either stick out too much, or it just might not make that much of a difference for what you're looking for. So we're gonna measure it first, and after that we're gonna go ahead and check the rears, and then we'll pretty much go ahead and retest the fronts just to get that perfect fitment like set up, and that way I know. So when I go ahead and buy the spacers, and then we go ahead and install them, and then we go ahead and put the wheels back on and get rid of those Honda Civic wheels, we can go ahead and have that perfect fitment all around. That's the ultimate goal, I'm not gonna lie. That's what I'm trying to go for. But the car is coming along. Just once I get the rear roof visor, like I said in the previous video, and then once I get the vinyl wrap for the hood, because if you could see, like the hood isn't in the best condition at all, because even on the vinyl wrap right here, like it's peeling off. So we have to rewrap that. And then I also got a new front badge, because the front badge is bad. Like, you see, it's already cracked and stuff. It's old and worn down. But yeah, that's enough of me talking. Let's move ahead and go straight to the to showing you how you can measure the spacers. But before that, I'm gonna show you some fast time-lapse footage of just me driving around. Alright, so we made it back to the house. We're about to get the tires off. So as you can see, I got my torque wrench, and then I got the tires in the background right there. Yeah, let's give this a go. Excuse me if I do look kind of sweaty though. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up, but it turns out that today is kind of not the best day to do this, because it's about 91 degrees so far, and it's still gonna get hotter. So this is FTB, bro. We literally do blood, sweat, and tears on this channel. When everybody should be at home, I'm out here working on my car. Enjoy this content. So I'm finished, and then let's go ahead and show you how we can measure this stuff. That's what y'all been waiting for. All right, so you see how the wheels are right here, and then here's the center cap right there, and then the fender line right here. So essentially what you need is just the measuring tape right here, and then what you got to do is you got to attach the end of it to the middle right here, and then just measure out. So to give you a personal perspective, it'd be like this. So basically, put the end of it, attach it to the center cap, and you just look over the fender line up here. So if you could tell, if you look straight forward, the thing is about 2 inches. 2 inches afar from the measuring tape to the fender liner. And then you would also, since I'm gonna go ahead and do it, I'll measure the rears for you guys. Same thing, you just put the end, center cap, and look forward up. So if you could see, this one is less than 2 inches. It's only about 1 inch of a gap. So this one is a smaller, gap between it, which makes sense because if you look up, the gap is not that big between the tire to the fender. It's a lot smaller. Alright, so now that after you have measured with your tape measure and then the center of the wheel cap, like this, like how I showed you earlier, and then view from the top to the bottom with the fender line, you would want to take those inches basically and then convert them to millimeters. So don't worry if you really don't know your numbers, because I personally don't really either. So what I do is that I just go ahead and then Google it. So for instance, I had a 2-inch gap. The amount of millimeters that it's saying is a 50.8, right? So after with the 50.8, that's basically from my bridge of the edge of the tire hitting right next to the fender, but that's rubbing, and that's not what I want. So essentially what I want is just to poke it out a little bit more because it's hitting the coil adjuster part, right? So if I take that and then it's 2 inches, and half of 2 inches is obviously 25, so I need a 25 millimeter, and then it should push it out by 1 inch for one, to have the same exact kind of match to the rear, and then for two, that way I can get the space that I need, and then I can run these tires. But yeah, overall, measuring to get your wheel spacers is not that hard of a thing. It's really easy. You just literally need to put it at the center cap and then just look forward from the fender and just look down. Once you do that, everything is easy. Now, if you are wondering what website to go to, I suggest you should go to Titan Wheel Spacers. This isn't a sponsor, but this is a very reputable brand. It looks like that's the website right there. But yeah, this website, you can basically search your year, make, model, etc., and then search up all the spacers that you need, or wheel adapters, or anything if you're trying to change the bolt pattern. Because usually all the Honda Civics, well, all Hondas in general, Nissans, Chevys, like almost all American spec cars, they all run 5x114. And then there's usually the other German Euro cars like Volkswagen and BMW that run 5x100. You got to make sure you know which one you're running before you just go ahead and buy one, because you might buy the wrong pattern and it's not going to fit your wheel studs. But yeah, I'll put the link to the website in the description down below, just in case if you want to check it out. And then I'll also just put a little comment down there and like in detail, just in case if you didn't catch of how to measure for wheel spacers. I'll put them down in a comment in the description down box below too. But yeah, that's it. That's literally it. Today's video was just a part 2 to yesterday, because I actually didn't get the chance to pretty much measure the wheel spacers. I just went ahead and just guessed and then put it in, but then rather than just buying them and guessing, I was like, I'd just rather do it again and make sure. The weather though wasn't the best because it's really hot and I'm still sweating, but it's okay. But yeah, as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to the FTB channel. Next video is actually gonna be a banger, and it's a big upgrade for my boy Dev. He's got some new things coming his way, which I'll let him talk about it on his next video. But yeah, as always, peace.